Hi, it's me, MC of Healthy by George. I come each week to talk about issues that we can think about and take action on so that we can stay as healthy as we can long into our later years. 80s and 90s is my goal. So, one of the things I'm talking about today is the weighted vest. And this is a vest that you wear to add additional intensity when you're doing other small activities. So please think about subscribing. I'd love to see you here each week where we can share and connect over the things that we're doing daily to stay as healthy and functional many years into our 80s and 90s. So why am I talking about a weighted vest? I did look into some of the studies that are out there, and there are several really good studies. They're not in very apparently large groups of people, but they did design them very interestingly. They compared them to no weighted vest as compared to a person wearing a weighted vest. They did some in the older patient population. And what was shown is very useful. It was something that helped improve bone density, maybe by not a lot, but some. And it did help improve some muscle strength in some, and also, too, some small amounts of weight loss. So, one of the reasons I'm interested in using a weighted vest is I'm at a kind of plateau. And so I'm hoping that by using a weighted vest, I can trick my body into thinking I'm still as heavy as I was, and that I can also get a little bit more intensity doing my walks. I can have a little harder workout when I'm walking or doing some small daily movements, and that this can help my outtake of energy by increasing it and expending more than I typically do. So if you're expending somewhere between 5 and 10% of energy during the day, by wearing a weighted vest for a little period of time, you can increase that up to 15%, depending on the pace of your activity and the type of movement you're doing. I really like that idea, and I'm starting slow. This vest came with, which I like, you could pull out the weights. They have 1 pound weights that you can insert into the pockets so that you can make this weighted vest go all the way up to 10 or 12 pounds. Holy crap, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to take it slow. Just the few times I've worn it already, it's pretty challenging. You really notice a difference. So the thing that I like about it is that I can start by doing just some simple activities. Maybe I'm straightening up around the house, or I'm just doing some stretching and getting ready to go out for the walk. That by wearing this weighted vest, it can help me have a little more what they call non-exercise activity movement, or NEAT calories. And these things can, again, help make my weight loss and improvement of my muscle to fat ratio improve. That's the goal, truthfully. The goal is to keep my body physically fit as much as I possibly can. So, what they did show in these studies, in these small studies, is that your muscle retention can be improved and that you really can get better bone density, especially if you're someone older like myself and is either perimenopause or menopausal or who's gone through menopause. It might also, as I was talking about, increase your metabolic rate over time. And what I'm hoping it's going to help me do is to really break through this plateau I'm at without needing more time to do more physical activities. I'm at a static place in my calories. I'm consuming somewhere between 14 and 1600 calories. Not an easy thing to do. With the GLP-1 drug that I'm on, I'm not that hungry. So really it's about drinking more protein and instead of consuming calories. And so with the weighted vest, this is giving me a little bit of I think, a bit of a more intensity when I'm doing my walking. So doing my walking or doing my mild little body circuits, it can help me, but I am starting slow. What was so cool is I could take out, as I'll show you, they have this little area here, these pockets that you just lift up and out comes the weight here. It's so stuck in there. It's really stuck in there like a sandbag. Holy crap, I can't get it out. It's a little weight. Here we go. There, it comes out. So it's a little tiny weight. I think these are about 1 pound each. And so this weighted vest can go all the way up to, I think, 10 pounds. And believe me, without any of these little pound of weights inside the pockets, it's about 4 pounds. So just without the additional pounds, it's 4 pounds. And frankly, you can tell it really gives you a sense of, and what I like about it the most, it gives you a sense of your front and your back. So it lets you know about posture, which I think is phenomenal. So often we forget we have a back and we're so front forward, especially on our computers and on our tablets and on our phones. We forget we have a back. And so our posture can really suffer. So by wearing this weighted vest, it gives you some awareness about your posture. It makes you feel a little more concentrated about your physical self. I really liked it. So I've worn it a couple of times already at the lightest weight. And I noticed I didn't do it for very long. I just wore it for one walk, which is about 30 to 45 minutes. Believe me, I feel it already. So I'm going to commit to this and I'll share with you as I go along over the next several weeks, especially as we are approaching the holidays. The goal is to really keep working out and increasing my intensity and not the duration of how long I'm working. So that's the goal, is to keep intensifying my workouts instead of making it longer. Because who has the time? I don't. I think what you have to think about when doing a weighted vest is, does your doctor and you agree that using a weighted vest is an okay, safe thing? But if you don't have, the key is don't wear it if you have a lot of joint issues. Don't wear it if you have back pain issues or knee pain issues, really, or even foot pain issues. These things are really for using after you've been doing something, which I have been doing. I've been recovering from my hip surgery, and so I've been really increasing the steps every day to where I'm getting to 6,000 steps or more. And now what I want to do is just increase the intensity of those steps versus increase the distance. I don't have the time. That's the problem. To get the numbers of hours of sleep, to do the work I'm doing, to do all the activities that I'm part of. Who has all that time to work out? I don't. So I really do want to see what this weighted vest will do for me. So if you are thinking about or feel stuck or you want to explore something and you too want to intensify your activities, because maybe you're just a primary walker like I am, or you just want to improve your intensity when you're doing chores or cleaning the house. But you have to understand wearing a weighted vest does not specifically help you burn fat. It just doesn't. But, and it really, if you're just sitting around with a weighted vest on, it's not going to do anything either. That's the key. You have to be moving. The key is movement. And I always feel like movement is king as we get older. And here is a weighted vest that we can use to do two things: strengthen our bones, improve our muscles in our spine, in our rib cage area, and in our core. Because it really makes you feel like, well, how am I standing? What is my posture like? Because boy, putting that little vest on, you really feel what it tells you about your posture. I really liked it a lot. So it's not very expensive. There are several on Amazon that you can get. It's really going slow is the key, I think. And at the end of the day, wearing a weighted vest is a simple and more effective tool if you don't have more time to do exercise and you want to increase your calories, you want to increase your muscles and their stamina and their your core and your spine muscles while you are losing weight. And that's one of the issues that I constantly am aware of when I'm using a GLP-1 drug, that you can lose muscles. And believe me, I don't want to do that. I also want to improve my metabolic health. So I'm going to go slow. I'm only going to wear the vest for a few minutes during one walk for the next week, see how that goes. And of course, if I feel like I have any pains or any stiffness or any increase of anything in my joints, I'm going to take a day off, or maybe two, and see how it goes. So we have to go slowly when we're adding something new to our movement plan. especially if you're like me, someone who has joint issues. I've had two hip replacements. I do have some knee joint pain issues, some shoulder pain issues. So I think it's unavoidable if you have arthritis. Think about a weighted vest if you're wanting to add a little bit of intensity. And it doesn't have to be much. It can be just 2 pounds, 4 pounds, something that will add a little intensity to your daily movement. And of course, always check with your medical professionals before you do anything that I suggest. This is all for education. And I'm sharing my own education. I talked to my doctor about it and she thought it was a good idea. So be well, my friends. I hope that you are having a wonderful week and that you're going to have a wonderful week ahead. And we're preparing for the holidays. So let's stay in touch because that's going to be a very important time to be paying attention to our health and wellness. Remember, we have this one precious life. Let's live it to the fullest. And please subscribe. I'd love to see you here each week where we can share and connect of how we're staying healthy and functional well into our older years. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
So thank you so much for joining me at Healthy by George. I hope you found the information inspiring and that it encourages you on your wellness journey. Because remember, your body, your well-being are a most precious gift, and every tiny action taken daily can make a huge difference. I hope the information here is educational purposes and is not meant to replace your medical care. See your doctor and talk about what works for you. If you enjoyed today's content, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Your support means the world to me, and it helps me continuing creating content that inspires and empowers you to live your best life. Goodbye for now, and join me again at the next Healthy by George.